next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round middleweight contest. First, let's welcome from Villarreal, Spain. He has 2 wins with 1 defeat. Let's welcome Brian Castellano. And we also welcome now from Cairo, Egypt. Undefeated with 1 win. That 1 win comes by way of knockout. Let's welcome Omar Haikal. And we welcome first to the scale, Brian Castellano. 160.8 for Brian Castellano. Now to the scale, Omar Haikal. 160.6 for Omar Haikal. And now the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round middleweight contest.
Omar Haikal, the son of Muhammad Haikal, Tony Bellew, who you might have squared up to as an amateur. His dad, Muhammad Haikal, fought in 4 Olympic Games, beat the likes of Alexander Usyk, Gennady Golovkin. He comes from boxing stock.
He does, and that's a good thing. It's in the family, it's in the blood, and we'll see, but he's on a platform that's huge, on a stage that's big, and he's got to shine tomorrow.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round featherweight contest. First, we will welcome, coming to us from Benarros, Spain. His professional record consists of 3 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw. 1 of his 3 wins comes by way of knockout. Let's welcome Efren Besalduc. And we also welcome from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Undefeated with 4 wins, 3 of his 4 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome Sultan El Nino Al Mohammed. And first to the scale, we welcome Efren Besalduc. 127.2 for Efren Besalduc. Now to the scale, Sultan Al Mohammed. 128 for the undefeated fighter, Sultan El Nino Al Mohammed. And now let's have the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round featherweight contest.
Sultan Al Mohammed there. A lot of these young fighters from Saudi Arabia always getting the red carpet treatment. You can see he's trainer there, Abel Sanchez, who's trained. I mean, Gennady Golovkin trains Filip Hrgovic. Muhammad Alakal, we're going to see later, trained by Buddy McGirt. They're given all the help needed to grow to the next stage.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's the right thing to do, isn't it? Get out of your comfort zone, go and train with top quality coaches who have been there and done it. But what I like here is they match these guys hard.
Yeah.
There's no journeyman right up until your 15th fight. These guys, this is a guy with a winning record here at these fighting, so I like it.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round super featherweight contest. Let's first welcome from Gazeta, Malta. He has 8 wins, 4 defeats, 4 of his 8 wins by knockout. Let's welcome Leiden Kirkop. And we now welcome from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Undefeated with 8 wins, 2 of his 8 wins come by way of knockout. Here is Mighty Mohammed Alakal. And we welcome first to the scale, Leiden Kirchhoff. $131.2 for Leiden Kirchhoff. And now to the scale, Mohamed Alakel. 130.6 for the undefeated, mighty Mohamed Alakel. And now we have the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round super featherweight contest.
Mohamed Alakel, I guess, is the big hope, Tony. He's the one that's fought on a lot of Riyadh season shows. Tomorrow will be his 9th fight. Was with Joe Gallagher, now with Buddy McGirt. Looks like he can tick all the boxes. Obviously, it's early, but has the potential.
There's some very good and world-class coaches like Buddy McGirt. Don't pick it up if you haven't got an amazing amount of ability. So he's always on the Riyadh shows, and we've seen quite a bit of him. So I'm excited about him. Like I said before, I echo it again. If Buddy McGirt's not playing around with fighters who aren't very good.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round flyweight contest. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Miranda, Petare, Venezuela. His professional record, 17 wins, 3 defeats, 11 of his 17 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome Orlando El Torbo Pino. And now we welcome from Liverpool, England, a stellar amateur, now undefeated as a professional with 14 wins, 3 wins by knockout. He is fighting out of Gallagher's gym. Here is Mikey, the Omen Talon. And we welcome first to the scale, Orlando Pino. 112.8 for Orlando El Torbo Pino. Now to the scale, Mikey Talon. 113.6 for the undefeated Mikey the Omen Talon. And now we have the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round flyweight contest.
I'll come to you on this one, Tony. Mikey Talon from your neck of the woods. 14-0 is when it starts to get serious. That's when you need to take a step, and he's taking a step tomorrow against a 17-3 Orlando Pino.
He is. This is a bit of a breakout fight for him, it really is. Managed by the brilliant one and only Tasha Jonas. He's a very good fighter. He's got credentials as an amateur as well, so I'm excited about him. He's got an awful lot to prove, but this will be one way of going about it.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round super lightweight contest. First, we will welcome from Makuburi, Tanzania. He has a professional record of 8 wins, just 1 defeat. 5 of his 8 wins come by way of knockout. Here is Frank Lucian Mango. And now we welcome from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His professional record, 7 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw, 1 win comes by way of knockout. He is the pride of the Arab world, Ziad Zizo Al-Mayoud. And first to the scale, we welcome Frank Mango. 141 for Frank Lucian Mango. Now to the scale, Ziad Al-Mayoud. 143.2 for Ziad Al-Mayoud. And now the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow on a scheduled 8-round super lightweight contest.
Carl, for Ziad Almayuf, I guess it's simple, right? Win at all costs. He lost his last fight to Kevin Castillo. That was the start of the year, first defeat. He wants to get back on the winning horse. He wants to get back to winning ways. It starts for him tomorrow night.
He's a decent fighter as well. Good fighter, nice kid too, training with Buddy McGirt. And the Saudis, they want one of their own champions. They want to produce someone from this place who can go on and win big titles, and he may be the man.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round light heavyweight contest. Let's first welcome from Béziers, France, undefeated, 8 wins. He has 1 draw. 5 of his 8 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome Lenny, the Gypsy Tank Patrage. And now we welcome from Poltava, Ukraine. He had a stellar amateur career, becoming both a 2020 Olympic silver medalist and 2024 Olympic gold medalist, and now is a professional undefeated with 1 win. That 1 win comes by way of knockout. Let's welcome the Ukrainian tank, Alexander Hishniak. And first we welcome to the scale, Lenny Patrage. 175.8 for Lenny, the Gypsy Tank Patrage. Now to the scale, Alexander Hishniak. 173 for the Ukrainian tank, Alexander Hishniak. And now we have the fighters face off for the final time. Once again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round light heavyweight contest.
Alexander Hishniak could be one that they fast-track immediately. And he may only need a couple of fights, Tony. Olympic Games gold medalist, World Championship gold medalist, double European Game gold medalist, World Youth Championship gold medalist. Monster.
Just a monster.
Yeah.
Stay away from him at all costs. Anybody in Europe, just stay away. Just leave this boy alone. Don't touch him. Don't say nothing to him. Don't even look at him. You're in trouble.
Is it a shame that, I mean, look, 30 is still relatively young if you look after yourself, but he's only just turned over.
No, it's perfect. Because listen, he fast track him. Let him off the leash. He'll have so much WSB experience, so much experience in and around the game. He's ready to go. You don't give Olympic gold medals away, World Championship gold medals, European gold medals. He's completed the game. Let him off the leash. God help whoever he comes up against in a first 10-rounder.
Be very, very interesting to see what he does. It isn't just big fights here in Saudi Arabia. There is the small matter of the return of one of the best of this generation. Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu takes place down under tomorrow.
A storm is headed down under.
They don't call me man down for no reason.
Tim Tszyu is in a destructive mood today.
It's been years in the making.
Big dogs versus underdogs.
I can't wait to get in there.
USA versus Australia. A storm is coming. Spence versus Tszyu. Live July 25th.
Yeah, it's a big weekend of boxing on DAZN. It always is a big weekend. Once we're finished here in Jeddah, all our attentions will turn to Australia as Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu get it on Sydney, Australia. You can buy it now at DAZN.com, but save yourself some money and sign up to DAZN Ultimate. By the way, very quickly on that one, Errol Spence, we've never really had a chance to talk about it. If they don't mind, give us a couple of minutes. Errol Spence back after 3 years since that Terence Crawford defeat. Tim Tszyu we kind of know where he is after the defeats with Findora and Bakram. It's a really interesting fight. I'll come to you, Tony, for really interesting fight.
It is an interesting fight, and it lets us know where both are at.
Yeah.
Because we just don't know where Errol Spence's at, and if I'm being brutally and totally honest, he didn't look the same since the car crash. And when you see the effects of that car crash had, you're amazed that he got out, had he, if I'm being totally honest. So, you know, we've seen him in the ring against Bud, against Terence Crawford, and it just
wasn't the same.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the guy who brings the pressure. And listen, ultimately, no one can bring the pressure to Terence Crawford. He's that good. But this fight's going to tell us everything we need to know about Errol Spence and where he's at. I'm just going to be totally honest. Errol Spence should never be losing to Tim Tszyu. Quite simple. And if he does, he's completely shot. That's harsh.
You're trying to echo those sentiments?
Yeah, look, Errol Spence, even from the Olympic Games, was one of my favourite fighters to watch, and I knew that he was going to be a quality pro, which he turned out to be, but it seems to be, from the outside looking in anyway, his life has been a little bit chaotic at times, and when you think about the car crash and a few other things that's been announced and made public, the fight against Bud, I mean, I'm not comparing Tim Tszyu to Bud Crawford in the slightest, but he looked really, really poor against Bud.
Anyone does.
Anyone does. I know what you mean, but like three years out, and then coming in to fight Tim Tszyu, who's a good fighter in himself, maybe, preferably anyway, you would have liked to dip your toes in against maybe a lesser of opponent, but I can't really make a strong argument for Errol Spence winning this fight, but in his pump, he wins all day.
Do you think Tszyu's completely gone? Because I think he's looked average against the likes of Metsalayev and people like that, so I just think if he loses to Tim Tszyu, it's completely over. Because I think any decent version or anything left, Errol Spence at 80% beats Tim Tszyu. I'm sorry. Because Errol Spence a different level to Tim Tszyu. Errol Spence was a monster when he was going.
I guess the good thing about this fight, it should have been 154, then it was scheduled for 157, now they've moved up to 160. You look at the 160 landscape, it's not what it used to be.
No,
so if you're Errol and you do somehow get past it, all of a sudden you're a big name for any of the champions.
If he beats Tim Tszyu and he's right in the mix again, literally after 3 years, and he probably should get a shot at one of the big names in the division and one of the champions. So absolutely, but look, it's a hard task. 3 years out of the ring is a long time for anybody. So we shall see.
Australian boxing's got massive, hasn't it? Over the years, you always feel like there's a big event in Australia every couple of months. Everyone's going down there.
I feel like they always just pull someone out of somewhere. You know, they go really quiet and they just pull someone out.
Opataya.
And then Jai Opataya just comes out and smokes everyone. But listen, there's big fights out there to be made, and Australia is a bit of a hotbed for boxing. If you remember many years ago, Costa Tszyu lighting it up there. And now obviously Tim Tszyu, son, you've got Jai Opataya, you know, you've got Ebony, Sky, so you've got all of them over there, and you just need a bit of activity. And we've now got the platform over there, the DAZN are there, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, the DAZN, feel free to fly us over there if you fancy. Eddie, get us in the PJ. Get us in the PJ. All right, let's go back to Thomas Triber for the main card weigh-in.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round super welterweight contest. Let's first welcome from Lima, Peru. His professional record, 10 wins, 2 defeats. 5 of his 10 wins come by way of knockout. Here is Cesar Maravilla Diaz. And now we welcome from Haryana, India, a stellar amateur becoming a 2024 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional. 6 wins, 4 of his 6 wins come by way of knockout. Here is Nishant, the Devastator Deb. First to the scale, we welcome Cesar Diaz. $152.4 for Cesar Maravilla Diaz. Now to the scale, Nishant Deb. $155 for the undefeated Nishant, the Devastator Deb. And now we have the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round super welterweight contest.
It'll be interesting, Carl, to speak to Eddie about Nishan Dev. Obviously, look, you don't have to be an Einstein to look at the potential reach. He's from India. He's a good-looking kid, good fighter as well, southpaw, good amateur. What's the plan? I'd like to know what the plan is.
Look, Eddie knows exactly what he's doing, and signing up an Indian kid who's been an Olympian. He's decorated amateur, and he can really fight too. You could put this guy in any sort of title fight in India and put 150,000 in a cricket stadium. Eddie knows what he's doing here, but the kid can fight, and that's the most important thing.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round super middleweight contest. Let's first welcome a native of Poland, now fighting out of Taunton, Somerset, England. Undefeated with 18 wins, 7 of his 18 wins come by way of knockout. He is highly ranked and a former WBC International Silver Champion. Let's welcome Paweł, the Polish King, August. And now we welcome from Kolding, Denmark. Undefeated with 19 wins, 11 of his 19 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked by Ring Magazine number 8, let's welcome Jacob Bing.
Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, finessing on them with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this Parmesan with my account.
Now to the scale, we welcome Paweł August. 169.4 for the undefeated Paweł, the Polish King, August. Now to the scale, Jacob Bank. 168.8 for the undefeated Jacob Bank. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow it is a battle of the undefeated. Let's have the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 8-round super middleweight contest.
Tony, great matchup. This really is battle of the unbeatens. One's going to go on potentially to fight for a world title. Jacob Bank really started to catch wind when he knocked out William Skull, former IBF champion.
For Canelo.
And everyone now is thinking, obviously because of him from Denmark, Mikkel Kester comparison.
Of course, the likings come.
This is it, isn't it? This is the acid test for both.
It is. Looks like a very strong boy in fantastic shape. And that Skull win, you know, propels him into a show like this. So he's going to have to go out there and prove it. And he's going to have to show that he is the next Kessler, because that's a hefty tag.
Big really comparison, isn't it? Yeah.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round super featherweight contest. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Acapulco, Guerrero, Mexico. He brings an undefeated record, 18 wins, 2 draws, 11 of his 18 wins come by way of knockout. He is a former WBC Central America champion. Here is Albino, the Cobra Herrera. And now we welcome from Tokyo, Japan. He is a Ring Magazine ambassador and now undefeated with 4 wins. 3 of his 4 wins come by way of knockout. Here is Reito Tsutsumi. First to the scale, we welcome Albino Herrera. $128.8 for the undefeated Albino, the Cobra Herrera. Now to the scale, Reito Tsutsumi. $128.6 for the undefeated Reito Tsutsumi. It is a battle of the undefeated. Let's have the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round super featherweight contest.
If tomorrow's the first time you're going to see Rito Sutsumi, you're in for a treat. This guy can fight. The only concern, Carl, was it was 4 fights last year. He was busy. First fight this year, it goes straight into a 10-rounder with an unbeaten Mexican. I mean, this is the guy that clearly wants to be fast-tracked.
Absolutely. I mean, the potential to be very, very great. He's great to watch, very exciting fighter. Very busy last year. Hasn't had. I think I get the impression he only likes to be involved in big shows, and maybe that's the problem. But really, really, really good fighter, and this could be a good one tomorrow night.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest, and it will be for the IBF Super Welterweight Championship of the World. We will first welcome the challenger. Coming to us from Belfast, Northern Ireland, he is undefeated with 18 wins. 7 of his 18 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 4 by the IBF. Please welcome the former WBA Continental Champion, Kevin Black Thunder Ajurko. And now we welcome the defending champion from Sunderland, Tyne and Ware, England. A stellar amateur, becoming a 2016 Olympian, now with a professional record consisting of 18 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw. 9 of his 18 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 6 by Ring Magazine in his division, and in his first world title defense, let's welcome the reigning and defending IBF Super Welterweight Champion of the World, Josh Pretty Boy Kelly. And we welcome to the scale first the undefeated challenger, Kevin Ajurko. 154 for the challenger, Kevin Black Thunder Ajurko. And now to the scale, we welcome the defending world champion, Josh Kelly. 153.4 for the defending world champion, Josh Pretty Boy Kelly. And now we have the fighters face off for the final time. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled 12 rounds for the IBF Super Welterweight Championship of the World.
Ceremonial weigh-ins, Tony, but both of these guys look still in incredible shape. Yeah. You wouldn't know that Josh Kelly was a 147 fighter. He's grown into the 154 division so well. Looks amazing.
He has listened to 2 of them are fantastic athletes, and this is the acid test for Kevin Ajurko. It just depends. Does Josh Kelly believe he's already passed the acid test and now he's at another level? We're going to find out tomorrow night.
Carl, this is the big one for both, isn't it? This, for a lot of people, is the fight of the card. Again, 2 guys, Kevin Ajurko, unbeaten. Josh Kelly, just the 1 defeat to Avanesian. Both look great. Kevin looks fired up for this one.
Yeah, look, I'm liking what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing from Kevin this week. He looks extremely confident. It's a tough task. Josh Kelly's a quality fighter and very, very slick. And maybe in some ways Kevin's style will suit him, but the kid has a chance to make history here and become another world champion from Belfast.
All right, we are going to hear from both. Let's start with the challenger first. Kevin Ajurko is on stage with Jamie Wood. It's coming, I promise you, it's coming. Mic issues always happen. Jamie, you ready now, Jamie? We are. Let's go back to Jamie Wood.
There we go. Keevan, there we go. Now we can hear you. One day from destiny. Keevan, one victory away from writing your name into the boxing history books forever as world champion. How determined are you to match this, the biggest occasion, with your best performance so far?
Yeah, I'm very determined. Listen, I prepared very well, had a great camp. I've worked tirelessly hard to get to this stage of my career, so I'm ready for Saturday night.
Lots said between yourself and Josh Kelly in the build-up, and especially this week as well, particularly in the face-off yesterday. In terms of that mental battle, it's important heading into such a big fight like this. Do you feel you've got from Josh Kelly what you wanted in the build-up?
I wasn't trying to get anything from him. I know I'm mentally stronger, so I wasn't trying to get anything from him.
Deep down, Keevan, this is the last time you'll be asked this now before you make the walk tomorrow night and are hopefully celebrating with the belt around your waist in the ring here in Jeddah tomorrow night. How do you become world champion? How do you beat Josh Kelly and take the belt back home to Belfast?
I've just got to go out and enjoy myself, be the best Keevan O'Jarko, and I'll win Saturday night.
Top man, Keevan, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. We're going to head over and grab a word with Josh Kelly. PBK. Josh, sorry to interrupt. Look, first defence, mentally, physically, you've had a great big smile on your face all week. What's going through the mind of Josh Kelly right now, and how are you feeling?
Bro, I'm relaxed. I'm absolutely so relaxed. It's, who's this guy there shouting? Who's this guy? That's insecurity right there. I feel blessed. I feel like a comedian on stage here, you know, when you got a heckler, and you have to shut them down. Who's that guy in the back there? Who the fuck's that guy? What was I going to say? I feel blessed, bro. I feel blessed. I'm on form. I can't wait to perform. I'm relaxed. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm in the best place.
This means everything to Keevan O'Jarko, as it did to you in January. But when the opening bell rings, what do you believe you will show in that ring, Josh, and what will he find out?
Humiliation. It's going to get humiliated on Saturday night. Nothing else. Absolute humiliation. But it's a fight I'm really looking forward to. It's a fight I'm going to be stone cold in there and just no emotions. Just go in there and get the job done.
Josh Kelly, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest, and it will be for the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger, coming to us from Erding, Bavaria, Germany. His professional record, 29 wins, just one defeat. 18 of his 29 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 7 by the WBO, let's welcome the former two-time European champion, Simon Zuckenhuber. And now let's welcome the defending champion from Ilford, Essex, England. Undefeated with 23 wins. He has one draw. 19 of his 23 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 9 by Ring Magazine as a super middleweight, and tomorrow in his first world title defense, let's welcome the reigning and defending WBO super middleweight champion of the world, the Quiet Storm, Hamza Shiraz. And first to the scale, we welcome the challenger, Simon Zuckenhuber. 166.6 for the challenger, Simon Zuckenhuber. And now to the scale, we welcome the defending world champion, Hamza Shiraz. 167.8 for the undefeated defending world champion, the Quiet Storm, Hamza Shiraz. And now the fighters face off for the final time. Again, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest for the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the World.
This is a very, very difficult task, Carl, for Simon Zakenhuber. But one he didn't expect, so he's got to grab this with both hands. But it is a tough one because Hamza Shiraz has found his confidence, he's found his weight, he's found his trainer in Andy Lee, and I think he's one of the best 168-pounders in the world.
I completely agree, Adi. I think he's one of my favourite fighters to watch. For such a tall, lanky, rangy guy, so good at fighting in the pocket and fighting up close. Look, it should be a very winnable fight for Hamza Shiraz. I just love to watch him. I think he's an incredible fighter. And like you said, with a very, very good coach in Andy Lee.
Yeah, very good setup, but Simon Zakenhuber is going to come and try and spoil the party. Let's hear from the challenger on stage with Jamie Ward.
Simon, here we go. Final word to you. You've just had your final face-off with Hamza Shiraz, a chance to change your life forever tomorrow night. Just tell us one final time what all this means to you and why.
Just to say, I'm 100% ready. I'm waiting for tomorrow night.
And when you visualise the fight in your mind, how many times have you heard that? And the new champion of the world, Simon Zakenhuber.
I heard it many times in my head. We will hear it tomorrow, and the new.
Good luck, Simon. Top man. I'm going to head over here to the other side of the stage to speak to the champion, Hamza Shiraz. Hamza, quick turnaround. Just 9 weeks ago, you became world champion in Egypt. Now you're here defending the belt for the first time in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. That quick turnaround straight back into camp, in what ways do you think that's benefited you ahead of the first defence?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, listen, any opportunity I've said to stay busy and stay active, I'll take it both hands. And listen, here we are, like you said, 9 weeks. 9 weeks ago, I become world champion. Tomorrow night, still world champion, inshallah.
You're very highly thought of now. Hamza on the world stage, of course, as world champion. You've got the eyes of contenders on you now. You've got the eyes of the British public. You've got the eyes of the champions. What type of statement are you looking to send out once again to the 168-pound division?
Listen, just do what I do. Do what I do, and I'm coming for them all.
Top man, Hamza, best of luck tomorrow night.
The big man is here. Anthony Joshua has just arrived. He's ready to weigh in, get the formality over and done with before the big business on Saturday. So many big fights coming up on DAZN. The best way to watch all of those big fights is to sign up to DAZN Ultimate.
The first rule of DAZN Ultimate.
The first rule.
You do not pay-per-view.
You do not.
You do not pay-per-view.
Do not pay-per-view.
The Ultimate Fight Night is here.
Second rule, DAZN Ultimate is. Second rule.
You don't pay-per-view.
Because Ultimate gives you a minimum of 12 pay-per-view fights a year.
At no extra cost.
You do not pay per view. Join us ringside and welcome to DAZN Ultimate.
Yeah, I wish we could have kept that graphic on for longer. So many good fights coming up. Honestly, Rolly versus Teo is a great fight. So many big ones as well, and a big one on Saturday. The best way to watch all of these fights, save some money in your back pocket, is to sign up to DAZN Ultimate. You get all the pay-per-view fights plus all the big fights on the regular subscription as well from all the biggest biggest promoters in the world of boxing. And it starts on Saturday. This one, billed as the comeback, Anthony Joshua versus Kristian Prenga. He wins. You know what it sets up in the autumn. All right, let's get this one on the road. The big man has taken center stage. The best MC of them all, Mr. Michael Buffer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night at the sold-out Jeddah Superdome, it's a grand evening of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment. And it's all brought to you by Riyadh Season, Jeddah Season, and Sella, in association with Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Gold Star Promotions. Special thanks, ladies and gentlemen, of course, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman. And ladies and gentlemen, this event is sold out but available worldwide live on DAZN. Just go to DAZN.com to purchase. So ladies and gentlemen, the main event, the weigh-in, it's the big boys of boxing. 12 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Let's bring the fighters to the stage and to the scale. Coming to us first, his professional record, an outstanding one. 21 fights, 20 victories, all 20 wins by knockout, only one defeat in his career. Ladies and gentlemen, from Mirdita, Albania,
the WBA, former WBA, NABA heavyweight champion. He is Kristian KP Prenga.
My grandma didn't even believe in me. I kept going though. All I can say is I told you.
And his opponent. He captured Olympic gold in 2012. Now as a professional, an outstanding record. 29 victories. 26 of those 29 wins by knockout against 4 defeats in his career. From London, England, the former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua. Stepping on the scales first, the young man from Albania, his record, 20 victories, 20 wins by knockout, only 1 defeat in his career. Officially weighing in 261.4 pounds for Kristian KP Prenga. Next on to the scales, the 2-time heavyweight world champion from London, England. His record, 29 victories, 26 wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Anthony Joshua. 251 pounds for AJ Anthony Joshua, former 2-time world heavyweight champion. Tomorrow night at the sold-out Jeddah Superdome, ladies and gentlemen, the young man from Albania with a record of 21 fights, 20 victories, 20 wins by knockout against the 2-time heavyweight world champion, AJ Anthony Joshua.
Obviously, your team can't fight for you, but I will say this, Kristian Prenga has brought some support here. Albanians always have a big support base. AJ, 251 pounds. Back to his usual size, Tony. Jake Paul sort of tried to drain him down to 243, but he was 251 for Dubois, so this is his size.
It is, and he looks absolutely magnificent. But listen, doesn't matter how you look here, Addy. Fights aren't won on scales, fights are won in boxing rings. And tomorrow night, Kristian Prenga is going to find out exactly what it's like at this level.
It's good to have AJ back, isn't it? I mean, just for this, you look around, away in here in Jeddah, it's packed. I mean, absolutely packed. AJ still does that.
He's a superstar, an absolute superstar, and there's going to be hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people tuning in to see him fight Prenga, but this is a fight he should win. Full credit to him coming back so quick after what happened to him, but the 50% version of AJ should be beating someone like Kristian Prenga.
It's a fight he has to win, Carl, and I'm not going to lie, just a win isn't enough. This has to be in devastating fashion. This has to be, I am showing you all what I've been doing for the last 6 months.
I think we'll see it, Tony. I think we'll see it.
It'll be brutal, and that's what it needs to be.
Let's hear from the man looking to cause the upset, if we can hear, because it's so loud in here because of his fan base. Jamie Ward, via translator, is going to speak to Kristian Prenga. Jamie, if you can hear me.
I can hear you, Ade. What an atmosphere here in Jeddah from the Albanian support. Kristian, final face-off complete. I'll let you put your T-shirt on just quickly. We're very nearly there, Kristian. What was going through your mind there in that final face-off with Anthony Joshua? What was going through his mind there in that final face-off with Anthony Joshua?
Nothing. I'm just thinking I'm gonna knock him out. Let's see what God brings it. I'm ready for everything.
You have a message for all your support as well, a message for Albania ahead of tomorrow night.
My Albanian is my army. You can go in the war with no army. This is my power. This is my power coming from.
Kristian, I wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Let's head over and grab a final word with Mr. Anthony Joshua. AJ, big smiles as always. A long week, a lot of interviews, a lot of media. We're nearly there, ready to rock and roll tomorrow night.
Yeah, we're feeling good. All right, let's make a little competition happen here. We want to hear some noise to the left for Prenga. We want to hear some noise to the right for AJ. We want to hear some noise to the left for Prenga. We want to hear some noise to the right for AJ. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's going down tomorrow night in Jeddah. Let's go, people. Big up everyone for coming out. We appreciate it. Tomorrow, from the undercard to the main event, we appreciate everything, all the support, all the media. It's all love. Everyone that's traveled from overseas, everyone that's here locally, supporting boxing, the sport we love, the efforts that we put in, the managers, the trainers, the whole teams, it's highly appreciated. So yeah, tomorrow, tune in. Tomorrow will be good. I want to hear the same noise one more time so I can sleep on it. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we want to hear tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Top man, AJ, all the best tomorrow night. That was the easiest interview I've ever done. Let's grab a final word if we can. Can we with Eddie Hearn while we're here on the stage as they just follow AJ off the stage there. Eddie, this is it. How do the emotions typically feel for you one sleep away from a fight for AJ? A very important one. Obviously, we know what's happened earlier on tonight with one half of the semi-final, if you like.
Well, he's done you there. I mean, he's completely ruined your job. That's our
easiest interview ever.
I like the way he called you a journalist yesterday as well. Listen, the work's done. This ain't going to be easy. This ain't going to be easy. This isn't a guy coming in here with a bundle of defeats coming for a payday. He's got the whole country behind him by the sounds of things as well. It's going to be a great atmosphere, big fight, big opportunity. We know what comes the other side. Not looking at that. Got to deal with this guy tomorrow night.
Just finally, what do you expect to see? What performance do you expect from Anthony Joshua tomorrow?
I expect and I hope that we get a performance that shows everything that he's put into this training camp. AJ inside 3 rounds.
We can't wait. Eddie Hearn, top man, thank you very much. Back to you guys.
I don't know if I've ever heard Eddie give a prediction like that. I don't think
he's seen
so.
the work. He's the one who's been most relevant, most present.
But he hasn't seen the work of Prenga.
He doesn't need to. He's seen his level. You know his level. He's been defeated. And he's been defeated at a far lower level than this. So what does he need to do? I think it's a fight that's made for Anthony Joshua. Yes, the guy's dangerous. You can't just pick, you know, a guy who's got tons of defeats. No one's going to want to see it. He's dangerous. He's got a big right hand. But ultimately, he's found his level. And it's way below this one.
Yeah, he did scare me a bit, Carl, when he said, you know, I'm going to the army and this is my, or something along the, what exactly?
I'll tell you what he said.
What did he say exactly?
He says, you can't go to a war without an army, and this is my army.
Scared me.
You know, I wish I'd have used that lane myself.
Look at that photo there. That's a great one.
Them people
are we allowed to do impressions?
I don't think we are. You might get a letter from someone.
Can I be Liam Neeson?
That's it. Cancelled. Carl Frampton is cancelled.
I will find you.
AJ, as always, looks in incredible shape. Always does. I don't think we've ever seen AJ out of shape. 251 pounds. As Tony said, it doesn't necessarily matter, but I do think it's important for him to find the weight where he performs at best.
Absolutely.
And he's been heavier, and I almost felt like he was a bit slow heavier. I feel like this, he's built for speed and power.
I think so, yeah, speed and power. Yeah, I think has he ever not looked incredible? No. But it's sometimes when you see him, sometimes he looks slightly different. He looks a little bit leaner than normal, or so, is that fair to say?
Yeah, when he was up here with us yesterday, he's in fantastic shape. He's a proper specimen.
He's just an athlete. He's one of these guys who could do anything. Any sport that he wanted to do, he would be very good at.
I think he's the best British heavyweight athlete ever, heavyweight. I think he's the best athlete the country's ever produced in the heavyweight division. I've not seen an athlete like him. So, listen, but he's got to go in there tomorrow night, and he's got to shine.
Yeah, that's saying something. AJ, as he always does, stays, takes photos. And I like this, that he does this. He understands that people have travelled over. It is expensive to travel over. So he will stay there for a couple of minutes and do this. And he always does that, and that's why the people love him. All right, 3 have become 4 in the studio. I said you never give predictions like that. Ever. And you were like, you sound quite confident.
To be honest, it was going off a bit with the Albanians, wasn't it? Some geezers just come up
riled you up, haven't
they? I like it though. I mean, it's got a lot of support in there. And you could see actually a bit of a difference from Prenga today, because at the face-off yesterday, the Adam's apple was going up and down. Yeah, no, but I think with these people behind him, you know, I'm not saying it's fake, but you get a bit braver. But
puffed his chest
out.
He
said tonight, you are nothing without your army. That absolutely means absolutely nothing tomorrow. Because
I
it's
love
just
that
those,
lane.
yeah.
It was a good lane.
Yeah,
wasn't
but
it?
at the end of the day, it's just the two of them in the ring. And,
mate.
you know,
And that
I
bell
don't think it's
goes.
going to be easy, honestly. Listen, with everything that's gone on, with all the pressure, with all the chat, with all the talk of what's to come, you know, but I do think if he does what he can do, I think he gets him out of there inside 3 rounds. I do think that.
Tell me, Sadie, there hasn't been much footage of Prenga online, and
Yeah.
from what I've seen him, he does things like tries to block on his gloves with his gloves, and that, for me, that's very wrong against AJ. Have his team or you or anybody been able to get a bit more footage that we haven't seen online?
No, not really, because you know everything exists online with footage from fighters and sparring sessions and tech sessions. It's a little bit of an unknown quantity in the respect of, you know, he's had some solid wins. He could definitely punch. I mean, that's something we know. It doesn't matter who the opposition is. If you've knocked out every person you've ever beat, you can punch. Listen, he ultimately was been picked for a reason, and the reason is he's competitive, he's game, but he shouldn't be on the level of Anthony Joshua. Now, the problem is that when you haven't fought anyone at that level, you never really know if he's on that level. Just because you've seen some footage of him, how good is he? We'll find out tomorrow night. I don't think he's good enough, and I think he'll get the shock of his life when he actually goes in there, the bell goes, and AJ hits him with a jab and probably the right hand straight down the middle, and things will, and by the way, if he shows one sign of being hurt, the fight's over. But AJ's also got to be looking at what's coming back, because what this guy I think will do is throw. And even when he's hurt, I think he's going to panic, and I think he's going to let his hands go, and you don't want to be catching one whilst you're going for the finish. We've seen that before. So, you know, there's a lot of pressure tomorrow night, all being well. Hopefully, I just want him to produce a performance that shows all the work that he's put in, because honestly it's been incredible to see. I know sport doesn't always reward you for how hard you work, but generally it's a good start, and yeah, I think there's a lot to see. There's a lot of questions to be answered everywhere. You know, we saw Fury tonight, people comment about how he looked. We got to win first, we got to look good. Who knows how we're going to look tomorrow night, but we just hope we get the win.
Eddie, that's a perfect segue. Obviously, look, focus is on Kristian Prenga, but I mean, it's difficult not to talk about Tyson Fury. As you said, he got the win in Thailand. Spencer Brown is out there. We can hear now from Spencer Brown. He was speaking to DAZN. This is what Spencer had to say.
I'm hoping that there's some announcement next week. We're hoping for that. And I'm sure you'll see in the next couple of weeks a lot of things happening.
You're speaking with a lot of certainty about this fight. Tyson, throughout this week, throughout the interviews, he's not sounded so certain. Even when I interviewed him in the ring, he said he has his doubts about Anthony Joshua fighting him.
Anthony Joshua will be there. Tyson Fury will be there. The fight's on. It's going to be big. It's going to be everything we want. It's going to have everything.
So as far as you're concerned, the 40th fight in Tyson Fury's career will be against, finally, Anthony Joshua.
Well, Turkey Al-Sheikh has never let me down. I don't think he's ever said something to me that's not come true. So you've got to go with a man like that, haven't you? And I think, after talking to Eddie Hearn, talking to Frank Warren, talking to George Warren, talking to everybody who's involved with this, and I think we're going to have certain people involved that have said they're going to be involved, that are not involved yet, but they will be. It's going to be a melee of stars and promoters and God knows what. And it's going to happen. 1,000,000%.
1,000,000%. Loads of questions. I've got so many in my head. The bit that sort of stood out was certain people not involved that will be involved, could be involved. Do you know what he's referring to?
Well, no, I mean, look, we had a meeting the other day with Nick Khan from TKO. Clearly, you know, Turkey Al-Sheikh works with those guys. They all want the fight in America. I mean, we've been told in the last 24 hours, that's what they want.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't tally up with the contract that we signed. So until we're happy, we expect every point of that contract to be followed. Because I feel like this fight is a fight that should be taking place in the UK. Anthony Joshua insisted that the contract stated the fight must be in the UK. So if they want to change the contract, then we have to renegotiate the contract. Which, by the way, it's not a problem, but it's a conversation we have to have. Turkey Al-Sheikh's just as likely to announce that the fight's in America on Saturday, and in which case there's no fight. So, you know, there's a way to go through this process. We can talk it out, we're all partners, and we all want the fight to happen. So, but we also expect the contract to be followed. As Spencer Brown said there, You know, Turki Al-Sheikh has never, you know, deviated from a contract. He's always been straight down the line. And like I said, we expect everything in that contract to be followed.
So just to be very clear, from your side, and obviously your side, your team, AJ, you're insisting this fight does happen in the UK?
Well, I'm telling you what the contract says.
Okay.
The fight must take place in the UK. Now, if all of a sudden you don't want the fight to take place in the UK, then we have to, we have to change the contract and we have to renegotiate the terms. But at the same time, this isn't, you know, the old school Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren trying to change a contract where we probably wouldn't have got it done. Turki Al-Sheikh's our partner. If there's a reason that he and Netflix want this fight to take place in the US, I get it. I think it's disappointing. Certainly, I think if the fight was promoted by myself and Queensbury Promotion, we wouldn't even look at another venue. Wembley would have been booked some time ago because this is the biggest fight in the history of British boxing. These are two British fighters, and I feel like we have a chance to create a sporting event that will provide an incredible legacy for the sport in our country. I also understand business. MSG is not the end of the world. I'm sure loads of Brits will travel. Just for me, the reason that we inserted that clause into the contract is because we believe and we want this fight to happen in the UK.
Before I get reactions from both of you, and I will, let's hear from Tyson Fury post-fight. This is what he had to say to Anthony Joshua.
Go and suck me big gypsy balls. Tell him that. And he's getting chinned. I want to keep going, I want to box. And if the fight's going to be postponed till next year, I'm going to fight again and again and again. I'm not just going to stay out the ring and wait for a sausage, a big useless potato. I could have sat down and done all for 2 years just to fight, like I said in there tonight. It's the whole build-up, fight week, press conferences, weigh-ins, wrapping your hands for real, going out there having a fight with a big man. It all builds you up for the next one.
You're definitely not going to Jeddah, right?
Yeah, I'm going, yeah. See you there, ringside.
I never know if he's telling the truth or not. I don't know if there's going to be a seat waiting for him. I would like him to come. I'd like to see a face-off. We've never seen these two, like, even close like this before, Eddie. Do you think he's going to come?
I mean, I gave up guessing what Tyson Fury was going to do many years ago. So I think sometimes when he's told to come, he won't come. So he'll have to come off his own back. But this time, things are different. We have a signed contract. So, you know, we have to do a job tomorrow night. And until that job is done, there is no fight anyway. So victory tomorrow night. As we said, the contract's signed. There's nothing, you know, there's no... I saw you at the interview with Spencer Brown. I was like, well, will the fight happen? Absolutely. By the way, check the resume and the history of Anthony Joshua. When have you ever known him to sign a contract and not turn up for a fight? When have you known him to ever duck any fight, any challenger? You know, when you look at the consistency and the reliability of these guys, do me a favour.
Indeed. Tony, let me bring you in. When you hear Eddie say that the fight has to be in the UK because that's simply what the contracts say and what they signed, there'll be millions listening to that saying yes. Wembley Stadium, two Brits, it almost has to be there.
And Wembley need to work so hard to make it happen there. Wembley need to do everything in their power.
The difference is,
they've got to, Ed.
There's bluster and there's bluster. These people want the fight to be in the US. That's the reality of the situation.
Why?
Because
the biggest number of pay-per-view buys are going to be in the UK.
MSG, America, Showbiz, they've got a hard-on for it.
Okay,
that's the reality.
Well, American boxing's dead.
But they don't. What do you think they really? You know,
and American boxing's dead.
Yeah, but you know,
no one cares.
It's
no
just,
one cares in America.
They've been talked into the fact.
Eddie had the WBC heavyweight champion for 10 years and no one cared. He could walk down his own street and was unrecognised. It's disgraceful. So what are you going there for? What are we trying to prove?
Why are you asking me?
I feel like you want to fight Eddie, but you're
actually agreeing
no,
with each other.
I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. We're appealing to America. Why America don't care about us? When America cares about boxing, they want what we've got. We've got the best crowds in the world. We've got the most passionate fans in the world. And that's why it should be with us. These are the two stalwarts of British boxing. These have put boxing back on the map. No one cares about America. No one's cared about America since Evander Holyfield retired and Mike Tyson left. No one cares. So why do they need it there? New York, Madison Square Garden, that's great. Go and watch the Knicks. No one cares, just leave it alone.
Mate, why are you blaming me?
I'm not. I'm telling you, people who are watching.
I can't tell you anymore. We asked for this fight in the UK. We made sure it was in the contract. You think I want to walk down the street After 10 years, people have been stopping me in every street at petrol stations saying, when are we going to see AJ Fury? And then we have to go and do it in America.
They're blaming Wembley, right? Okay,
No, but they're not. Wembley's not the issue.
Would Wembley be allowed to do it at 1 o'clock in the morning?
I believe the City of London, I believe Sadiq Khan, I believe all those people would make it happen at the appropriate time. The reality is, they want it in America.
Who wants it in America?
Turkey Al Sheikh,
the powers that be,
Nick Khan, Netflix, because they've convinced them it's the entertainment capital of the world. And the reality is, there's no better place for a big fight than the UK.
Let's see what the atmosphere
you imagine
is like
100,000 at Wembley for AJ against Fury.
And the rest.
Come on, like this, you know. But at the end of the day,
you'll never see an atmosphere like it. Never in your life. Never. Aztec and all these things. Put Wembley in and put Fury and AJ, and you'll never see an atmosphere like in the history of boxing.
This is something that, you know, MSG is one of the greatest venues in the world. It will still be an amazing night. There's something about this fight that will be remembered by every Brit and every different generation that will be watching it and it will be attending. And the reality is that, you know, business is business, and I get it. But the reason we didn't sign this contract and say, thank you for the money, stick it anywhere you want. We signed a contract and said, thank you for the money,
Good on you.
But this happens in the UK. Because this is the biggest fight our country has ever seen.
Imagine that happens at 4 o'clock in the morning for British fans. Just imagine that, a travesty, 4 o'clock in the morning. The greatest fight British boxing's ever had, and it's going to go on at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Why are you starting again?
It annoys me.
It's okay, everyone breathe. But it has to, AJ has to get past Kristian Prenga.
That's the thing. And that's why I don't know, honestly,
we can.
like, we'll deal with the other stuff.
Yeah.
We'll deal with, you know, look, I know what's going to happen. They're going to call us and they're going to say, we want to do the fight in the UK, and the US. Right? And they're going to say, you know, oh, by the way, we want Nick Khan or Dana White. Can they come up on the stage with you? And I don't care about that kind of stuff. But what I do care about is the location of the event that we signed for. And, you know, how does AJ feel? Like, you know.
Oh, I've seen a few AJ interviews this week.
No, not in the respect of where he wants it. He wants it in the UK. But how do you feel about changing the contract? I'll be saying to him, no, mate. You want to change a venue? You can pay for it.
Yeah, is that the thing? As simple as that? Well, if we're going somewhere else, you need to pay for it.
But it's the difference. You know, we want the fight in London for many different reasons. That's where he's envisaged the fight. That's where he wants the fight. I'm not saying that's where he's comfortable with the fight.
And Fury probably too, I imagine.
Yeah, but you know, he's now got his visa. He's back in America. I mean, he bumped into Donald Trump the other day, didn't he? So it's like maybe there's a few little brownie points there as well. But the reality is, that's where we want it. You want to change it? We can talk. And it's not just a case of how much you're going to pay us, but
it is.
It's not in its entirety. You know the game, and you know the game as well. By the way, when we had a fight, if you were in this situation and you were fighting Usyk when we had the fight in Manchester, and all of a sudden I said, oh, let's do it in America, but you wanted it in Manchester, you know, that was the place where you wanted to have this fight, and all of a sudden I said to you, oh, by the way, now you want to do it in America. Firstly, you'd say no, and then you'd say why. And then the next question would be, probably not from you, but the manager is, well, what's in it for us? Why should we go to another country and take this fight that we didn't sign for?
I get that. And ultimately, whoever's paying deserves to put it on. But you've still got to look at, this is the biggest fight British boxing's ever had. And it's British boxing that's created all this. And you're taking it away from it. And we've all created it. It just doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is. He who has the power is the man who makes the decision.
Guys, I have to turn it back to tomorrow night because we do have a big one.
Yeah, we'd look silly if we didn't win now.
I feel like everyone's phone's going to go off after doing this. Very quickly, down the line, predictions. Obviously, Eddie, you said within 3. Tony?
Yeah, I've said it. Yeah, the third round doesn't happen in this fight. Josh inside 2 rounds. Brutal, vicious, everything you want from him.
Carmi, is that army line maybe turned you a few?
No, I think AJ has a look in round 1 and knocks him out in round 2.
There you go. Eddie, I already know what you're saying as well. Should be a good night of boxing. Remember, 2 world title fights as well. Maybe fight of the night, Josh Kelly versus Kevin Ajarko. Great to see Hamza Shiraz, young Mikey Talon. It is a stat card. Make sure you join us tomorrow. We're going to get a bottle of water and breathe. Goodbye.
Anthony Joshua is on the road to destiny. But first, there is danger. Prenga, 20 wins, 20 knockouts. And AJ knows, one moment, one mistake, one punch will change history. AJ is back. But But there is danger before destiny. Joshua versus Prenga, July 25th, live exclusively on DAZN Saturday Fight Night.
Kramer for three. Got it! Unbelievable! Puts it up and in.
Five teams racing to become champions of the water.
This is the future of racing.
They are going to collide, surely. These flying. What a race we've got here.
Ronaldo.
Oh, genius! Van Persie with an absolute stunner! Yeah! Oh my word!
Rosso per Zidane.
Another absolute screamer, and still Lamine! Genius from Lamine Yamal. Harry Kane!
One of the most exhilarating down-to-the-wire championship fights we have seen.
The world's greatest drivers gather.
Oh, right on the door